Hello everybody, my name is Mitchell McIntyre.
And I'm Vanessa Vogel.
And welcome to Binging with Badness, the only podcast brought to you by the letter C. We're very happy you're here. This is our third episode. Somehow, nobody stopped us yet.
Nope.
Of course, I don't have therapy until November 5th, so maybe stuff gets changed.
Well, I have it tomorrow. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, good. I don't know if I told you this, but when I went to my chiropractor,
What?
I told him, it's like, oh, so what are you doing? And I was like, oh, we're starting a new project where we watch all the Hallmark Christmas movies. And he goes, how many are there? And I'm like, 40. And he goes, and you're watching them when? I'm like, in the next 2 months. And he goes, wow. I said, so if you don't see me again, you'll know why.
Is this the guy who was just like, look at the bunny, and you were like, what? And he like punched you in the spine?
Yeah, basically. Great guy, you know. He's a good chiropractor, but I told him that, and his look was just like, oh no, he's gone mad. But yeah, so this one is called Christmas Tree Lane. It is the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. This was their first movie, so this was back on Saturday. And I'm not sure the difference between Hallmark and Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, because this was not a mystery. It was a movie, so like that's partly correct.
I think this one had suspense.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you.
You know what? There was more of a chance that something could go wrong in this one than the other ones.
Yes. This is what they call dramatic.
And God bless it. So this one stars Alicia Witt and Andrew Walker. I do not know who Alicia Witt is, but I looked her up, and I should know who Alicia Witt is. Because, you know what, I'll explain the plot of the film before I get into the characters, because that's usually how we do this thing. Meg, played by Alicia Witt, is eager to save the Christmas Tree Lane shopping district from demolition. But things get complicated when she discovers that her new beau, played by Andrew Walker, is linked to the demolition-hungry developer. Which I believe we mentioned in the last one is basically a season of How I Met Your Mother. The one with 13 from House. What's her bloody name?
Her character name?
Yeah. All I can think of is Nora, and that's not it.
No, Nora is the other girl that makes Barney a better person.
True.
She is a person hung up on a snake-infested building.
Yes. I don't recall saying snakes. And she was the last girlfriend before the mother. No, she wasn't.
No,
she was the second last. The crazy one was.
Yeah. But would you, if you even call
Zoe!
her... Oh, yeah.
Zoe. Her name was Zoe. That's not important at all. But
it's not, but we enjoy How I Met Your Mother, except for the ending!
We did for a solid 8 seasons.
I have a lot of thoughts and feelings.
Don't we all? So Alicia Witt plays our female lead. I have noticed that all of the movies we've seen so far have a female lead and a male love interest.
That's cool.
So yeah, I wonder if that's gonna be like the thing for the next little bit. But that's kind of the thing I noticed. We don't have a male lead with a female love interest, which, I mean, hell, we can give up a couple of movies. Straight white men don't need more work. There's going to be some chuckle fuck who listens to that and is going to be mad that I said that. You want to bet?
Nah.
Okay, so Alicia Witt is the most prolific actress we've had in these movies so far. I don't know if she will remain as such, but whereas everybody else we've seen so far has been in primarily these Hallmark Christmas movies, Alicia Witt has had roles in or been major parts in the movies Dune, Twin Peaks, The Walking Dead, The Sopranos, Nashville, and Vanilla Sky.
I know some of those things.
Yeah. Apparently she's big. Like, her and David Lynch are bros, I guess.
Okay.
Because she, David Lynch directed Dune, and she played the little red-haired kid. And then she was in Twin Peaks, both the original and the additional season.
Oh.
So she was a big enough deal to do that. These other ones, I don't know if she was in one or two characters of the show, or one or two episodes of the show, but she definitely made appearances in them. And this is the other thing. Alicia Witt is considered a musical prodigy.
What?
Yeah. By science, I guess.
Oh.
She's considered a musical prodigy. She's had like 5 albums released. She's a big deal.
Oh.
And now you're wondering, like, oh, so she must be doing this, like, Hallmark movie as, like, a quick paycheck. No. This is her 8th Hallmark movie. And this one she must have cared deeply about because she produced, wrote it, starred in it, and the 2 songs that her characters sing, she wrote them.
Oh, she's very good.
She is. I gotta say, and I'm surprised. Like, what are you doing here? I mean, and she must. I don't know if all 8 of her movies were Christmas movies, but she digs them.
What about low rent Captain America?
I will. So Andrew Walker. Get ready for this. He's Canadian, you know. That's 3. And I didn't think I knew who he was, but it turns out I do. Because he was in a show called Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Hey!
But he was also in 2 shows called Student Bodies and Radioactive. Now, you're not going to know what those are.
The music video?
No.
Oh.
But I will. Because they're Canadian shows from back in the 90s. Where they're like teen sitcoms kind of thing. And I watched both of these shows when I was a kid.
Now, is either one of those the show where they said boba tastes like snot?
No, that is Radio Free Roscoe. Another great show. It's called Boba Tea. Is it supposed to taste like snot? Yes. But yeah, so the other things he's been in, he too has been in a couple of these Hallmark movies. So he's been in the mix. He was in Love and Design, A Christmas in Tennessee, Merry and Bright, Christmas on My Mind, and Wedding March 4, Something Old, Something New.
Oh, he really likes playing love interest, don't he?
He must. But I liked him.
Yeah, I like him too.
I think he is the strongest
lead
we've
male
had
lead.
so far.
Yeah.
So shout out to Andrew Walker if you're watching, if you're listening.
Good job.
What up, my fellow Canadian? I loved you in Radioactive. Radioactive was a show. It was like it was about this high school radio. So it is a little bit like Radio Free Roscoe, but it's this like high school radio station kind of thing, and a lot of quirky characters were in it. And one of the kids from Popular Mechanics for Kids was there.
Oh.
It was the whole thing. But yeah, so I don't have anything on. We have stuff on the writer, obviously, because it is Alicia Witt. At least she did the teleplay, and I couldn't find a single thing about the director, Michael J. Murray. Because, like the last one, this movie did not have an IMDb profile.
No?
It makes it so annoyingly hard.
Is it just because it's too new?
It must
or
be.
It's too Hallmarky? What's the deal?
I don't know what the deal is. But I can tell you right now, it's annoying. But yes, so that is our preamble. But before we get started, not to get too deep into it, but overall, what do you think of this movie?
I thought it was pretty good.
It had me until about an hour, 10 minutes in.
That's awfully specific.
I know, because I checked the thing. Because there's a point in it where it gets real, stereotypical. Gets real cliche. And it lost me.
But that's the fun part.
I know, and it's something I'm gonna have to get used to, obviously, with these kinds of movies, but because it was doing well for that first hour, I'm like, oh, I was getting behind it, and And I thought, like, this might be the best one we've seen so far. I was thinking of the score, and then it hit like a bump, and I was just like, oh no. It's not bad, but it had me, and then it lost me. But we will get to that in a second. Curtain up. Alicia Witt plays Meg, who runs a music store on Christmas Tree Lane. She also teaches singing, I guess. She's a
music teacher.
She's a music teacher, but we only ever see her teach one student, and she teaches her singing. Apparently, she used to play a lot of concerts, but doesn't anymore. She says she prefers to hear her students. And I believe, is this the first time we've seen snow on the ground?
Define snow.
Because like actual
real life snow.
Real life snow.
Yeah, probably because all the other snow was fake.
Yeah,
like, super fake.
Because I don't think we saw it in Chateau. And then I was thinking we must have seen it in Jingle Bell.
No, because remember I said there were icy potatoes because it doesn't make their jeans wet.
Right. But I'm just talking about, like, on the ground, like, normal. Mm-hmm. And then I thought in Jingle Bell we must have, because it took place in Alaska, but I don't remember it. It did.
I mean, it kind of did. I mean, it was fake, but it was there. Remember they made snow angels? So it was kind of there.
That was Chateau.
No.
They made angels in Jingle Bell?
Yeah, didn't they?
They're already starting to run together.
The point is, snow angels happen, and the crux of my argument is that we've seen snow.
Yeah, you must. Meg seems to be super well beloved in the town, because she gets out and walks along Christmas Tree Lane, and like, hello, hi, how's it going? Meg, how are you? This and that. It reminded me of the beginning of Beauty and the Beast. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
hello, bonjour, da ba 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 ba. Meg talks to a friend of hers who we find out will run the coffee shop, who was very clearly holding an Amazon box with tape covering the Amazon logo. She goes to this little coffee shop and runs into somebody who turns out to be our male lead. Nate is his name. And he's getting one hell of a hot chocolate.
I mean, he was first in line. Bag off, lady.
Yeah, and she's like crowding up against him because he's like, oh, I'll take, whipped cream and then some sprinkles. Yeah, sprinkles. And he's like, yeah, of course. Because, more sprinkles, please. Get the little sprinkles. And he's like, yeah. And Meg's just like, can I just get a coffee, please? She's kind of being a dick about it.
Like she is breathing down his literal neck trying to get a black decaf coffee. And who drinks coffee black?
That's exactly what I have. So she gets a decaf black coffee and Nate looks at her like, why? And I have this bit of dialogue written down. Nate, who gets decaf black coffee at Christmas? Meg, all the extra stuff just masks the taste of the beans. Nate, that's because they taste like sadness. And that is the funniest joke we've had so far in 3 movies. And, like, immediately I was just like, I like him. And he asks her to sit and join. They drink coffee together. They're sitting in this, like, square. And they're listening to something playing on the speaker. And Meg can peg out not only who it is, which choir it is, because it's Christmas music, who it is, what year it was made, and like what album it's from, because she plays these albums so often. That is like Rain Man accuracy. Like that was crazy. Also, they both drink their hot chocolate and coffee with a straw.
Yeah, some people do that.
I've never seen that.
Well, that's because usually it's too hot to pull off, and you're just funneling hot molten liquid into your mouth.
Yeah, like you gotta sip it and do that. Ah, fuck. Ah. And you do that for 20 minutes until it becomes cool enough to drink.
Or you can ask the barista to put ice in your drink, so that way you can drink it with a straw.
Yeah, unless you want to be a man about it and burn your mouth.
For Christmas?
Yeah. La 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 la. Oh. Apparently, there is this huge plaza that moved in downtown, and it just sucked up all the business from Christmas Tree Lane. Are you getting what the plot is right now? Because you can see it coming a mile away. This
capitalism is evil.
I was gonna say, this is the let's save the church, the recreation center by breakdancing competition kind of movie.
Yeah, but it's Christmas. It's acceptable plot.
Absolutely, I like. But it was one of those things. Like the second I heard it, I'm like, I know exactly how this ends.
Yeah, let's save the Christmas Tree Lane.
So they, Nate and Meg kind of split up. She goes back to her store. She gets mail from this like super happy mail carrier, and it's an eviction notice. Not to shoot the messenger, but couldn't you have looked a little bit sad handing her that, dude?
I don't think he knew.
I know he doesn't, but damn. Because apparently this big megalithic corporation wants to knock down Christmas Tree Lane to build up like office buildings and stuff like that, because capitalism is evil. Mm-hmm. And they have this moment where, like, they all got their eviction notices at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, that mailman must be crazy good.
And they all come conveniently in front of the camera. to, like, right in front of Meg's store. Meg Riley is her name. Right in front of Riley's to look sad. And, like, that sucks. Mm-hmm. But I just thought it was funny that we were just like, quickly, over to that specific part of the street. We must look sad. We meet up with the dude from earlier who works at a big media office that needs new office buildings.
Whoops.
Do you get where you get it?
Don't spoil it for them.
Yeah. Here's something I thought, and I wonder if you noticed it too. He works for his dad.
Yep.
At a place called Cloverfield Industries.
Like the monster?
Yeah. This is a secret Cloverfield universe movie.
It is not.
It is. This is a secret Cloverfield universe movie. I knew it. The second I saw it, everybody will tell you. I'm like, that's going to be a Cloverfield movie. Uh-huh. This is still better than Cloverfield Paradox. And I mean that 100% legitimately.
It's not everything with the word Cloverfield in it is a Cloverfield movie.
But that's such a specific thing. Where have you ever heard the words Cloverfield outside of the 3 movies?
I'm sure it happened.
Lawyered.
You don't know what that word means.
No, I don't. I'm just saying, this is the 4th Cloverfield movie. And it is better than the Cloverfield Paradox.
Okay.
And I'm
not arguing about the Cloverfield Paradox.
I was gonna say, it sounds like I'm joking. I'm not. Cloverfield Paradox sucked. 10 Cloverfield Lane, however.
Kids, we don't have time.
We have a little bit of time.
All right, say your piece, go.
Go watch that. That was good. It's almost Halloween. That's a scary movie.
That is truly terrifying, but it's 2020. I don't think our hearts can take 10 Cloverfield Lane right now.
John Goodman plays the villain, and okay.
John Goodman is the embodiment of 2020.
Yeah,
he decides to go apeshit on a couple of people.
Yeah, basically. There's a moment where Meg leaves a house and walks down the lane that I swear to God is the exact same lane from Chateau Christmas. Like, when they're walking up a certain place and, like, the two leave and they're just like, I'll see you later, and they have that lingering, like, gonna kiss moment, and they don't. Mm-hmm. I swear it's the same camera angle, it's the same alleyway, it's the same...
I'm not sure it's the same alleyway, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, I feel like it's really, really close.
I am playing the game of did they reuse the props, and so far I haven't been able to see if they reused the props.
Nothing too obvious, eh?
No.
So we have this big meeting with everybody in Christmas Tree Lane, and everybody wants to take the buyout.
I mean... You can either keep renting the same old shop or have oodles of money.
Yeah, like, and I get it. Like, it looks like you're doomed. Get the money out of it.
Yeah.
However, Meg, obviously, doesn't want to give up her store. So she comes up with a plan, and they're like, we'll go and create just this, like, public outcry. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We'll see... we'll try something, try to get people on our side. And they're like, we'll do a Christmas tree decorating competition, a hot chocolate bar, a Christmas concert. And it was at this point I realized Christmas Tree Lane sounds dope.
Yeah.
Like,
she pulled out all the stops. And also, why didn't you pull out the stops before to keep yourself from getting evicted?
Yeah.
Like, guys, you had this capacity the entire time?
this little strip of land, I would go there. I would go there 100%.
There's a good chance you would never leave.
Also true. Well, we do find out that you can live above the stores. There used to be apartments.
That's true.
And I'm just saying.
Yeah, but those apartments, did you notice in those apartments when they're like, oh, there's apartments above the store, that it was only like a man and a woman and a Christmas tree? There was no furniture in that apartment. There was no photos. All you could see was man, woman, Christmas tree.
Man, woman, person, camera, tree.
Like, you can see, like, furniture and shit. But, like, they thought they frosted the windows well enough to be like, oh, they won't notice. But we did, guys.
So somebody says they do, like, a Christmas concert. Which basically, it's the talent show that you gotta win to get in. Mm-hmm. And Meg doesn't want to perform. She will host, but she will not perform.
Isn't that thing you hate with every girl at a karaoke where it's just like, oh, I don't think I should, why are you making me doing this? Oh no, why? And
it's my favorite Vine of all time. And I can't remember who did it, so I'm sorry, I can't give them credit. But it's this, the woman who doesn't want to sing but knows she can. And she's like, oh, why are you making me sing? I don't want to sing. I don't even know where to come in. I don't even... don't want a lot for Christmas. I don't know who that is, but you're my favorite. And it's sort of... Because she doesn't want to, like... Yeah, that is basically what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
I didn't even realize it until just now.
Okay. Welcome to the revelation, son.
So Nate shows up to ingratiate himself into the people. Mm-hmm. Also because Meg dropped a hat and he's being a cool dude and returning it. Mm-hmm. Meg's friend runs a holiday hot cocoa bar where you can like customize your own hot chocolate with different mix-ins and stuff. That's not important to the plot. I just like it and I want to go.
No, I think it was a coffee house because it was called Common Grounds, but grounds.
Yeah, but in that is a hot cocoa bar.
Oh yeah. Well, new shop idea.
Yeah, right?
Maybe that could be the new Spirit Halloween, but for Christmas. Oh. Like, instead, we just take random buyout places and make them hot chocolate Christmas.
I would love that so much. Meg's grandfather opened the store, so it's been in the family for a very long time. We also have a dead mom. Not explained how or why. Dead mom. Which I believe is the... No, we've had a couple of dead moms so far.
Yes, we've had several dead moms.
Both of them work for their father. Nate works for his big, fancy corporate dad. Mm-hmm. And then Meg's father still technically owns the store. Mm-hmm. So they have that in common. They also use old records as a metaphor for old things being good. Did you notice that?
Is that a metaphor?
Yeah. Because she was just like, oh, if you listen to the, like the scratches and the imperfections, it gives it a clearer, like a more rich sound that you just don't get from newer digital things.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah, right? And Nate is just like, I don't think so, but whatever. And she's like, here, take this record player and these old records. Fuck off out of here and learn. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, how about this? He offers to pay for them, and she doesn't take it. So he's like, I will take your flyers for this Christmas competition, concert, mm-hmm. and post them around everywhere because I'm a big deal and I can do that kind of thing. I have written here, Meg won't admit she's a songwriter. What a dork. Throughout this early part of the film, Nate's father keeps calling him to just be like, hey, we need you to do work.
Hey, can you work, please?
Yeah. And then really soon, like maybe 15 minutes into the movie, he gets like the father call, and he turns it down to go hang out with Meg. So my dude is ready for commitment right out of the hop.
Yeah, before Regina gets here.
Yeah, exactly. So they go and like pick out a tree for this Christmas tree decorating competition. It's kind of a cute scene because he's an architect. Mm-hmm. And so he's like architecting the tree. He was like, number 1 was too flimsy at the base. Number 4 had nothing at the top, and you don't want that.
And this one is a strong contender. They close in 5 minutes.
Can we go? Yeah.
Admittedly, though, I was checking the prices for those trees. Like, a 5-foot tree is $20. You can't get a 5-foot tree for $20.
No, that's
anymore.
good money. That's cheap.
And they were like, yeah, you get a 10-foot tree for $80. And I'm like, fuck yeah, where are you? I would buy my Christmas trees on Christmas Tree Lane. What kind of discount trees are you getting here?
Meg tells Nate that they're planning on tearing down Christmas Tree Lane to replace them with office buildings. And he's like, yeah, office buildings. Cold and sterile and useless. She's like, how do you know? Just because I built them. And he's got this like, the shame in my soul I've sold out to the corporate America. Damn.
Oh yeah, you're really sad with all your wealth.
Yeah. Much like Christmas at the Chateau, this thing is just slathered in Christmas decorations.
I know.
Like, again, I don't think there's a single scene that goes by where you don't have some sort of, like, festive light or tree or decoration. I think
pun, like the coffee lady had a fa la la latte.
I like that.
You know. Oh, by the way, they invented drink because she doesn't drink hot cocoa or coffee or something.
So yeah, they go to the friend's coffee place.
Yeah.
And my dude Nate orders a normal Christmas drink. Mm-hmm. You know, that'll send you into the hospital in diabetic coma.
Oh yeah, no, it's covered in syrups and powders
but it's good
stuff.
And Meg is just like, I will take my decaf black coffee. And Nate is like, for God's sake, here, you know what? We're gonna make you a Christmas drink. That Christmas drink, by the way, is an Americano with nutmeg.
There was syrup on it.
Was there?
Yeah. It was syrup, cinnamon, and, like, nutmeg. And the guy behind him's like, that sounds good. Can I have one?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll take that. Isn't an Americano just espresso with mostly water?
No, because Americano means American, which means that they're making fun of us, which means
gum?
milk.
Oh. But yeah, so there's that little scene, and they're just like, oh, well, if more than one person's going to order it, it needs a name. And so I believe they ended on Nutmeg Christmas Blizzard, which is a little bit over the top, but I thought it was cute.
Oh shit, you're right, it is water.
It is just water? Yeah, because Meg, like, just refuses to, and they mention she refuses to color outside of the lines. And yeah, it's just an Americano with some nutmeg and some syrup on it. Girl needs to chill. Just relax a little bit. Like the first one, I like these two together.
Yeah.
Like Christmas at the Chateau, I saw them and I was like, I want these two to make it.
I know, but this guy is so charismatic. He could have chemistry with a rock. Like
That's true.
He had chemistry, charisma, pouring out of him.
I feel like they bounced well off of each other, though.
Yeah.
We finally see Meg's father, who looks like a 30-year-old man in 60-year-old makeup, and like it's not good.
He has weirdly like smoker lung or something.
That's true. His voice, it sounds like he's putting on a voice.
It does.
Because the whole time, he's just, oh, I'm old. He sounds like John Laurinaitis.
Oh.
You remember him?
I remember John Cena had a terrible match with him once.
Yeah. But the whole time he's talking like this.
That can't be what it sounds like. That's your Hulk Hogan impression.
No, my Hulk Hogan impersonation is, well, you know something, dude.
Oh, okay.
This is the John Laurinaitis. This is the dude. You see?
So Hulk Hogan is just coked up John Laurinaitis?
Yes. But yeah, it sounds like he's putting on like an old man voice the whole time.
Sure.
We also don't see him very often, so. So Nate gets put on. He's an architect, but they take away his drafting table and it's like, you're not just an architect now, you're a businessman now. here's all of our stuff. Here's all of the files we have. And he's like, those are 70 files.
That's a lot. That's a lot of files.
And he's like, yep, it's all yours, buddy. And then he leaves. And then the camera swoops in. And what's in the file? Christmas Tree Lane.
I would like to point out that the file immediately on top of it, it's called Future Plaza.
I noticed that. I want to know what that looks like. Because if stuff isn't, like, floating by magnets, I don't want to deal.
I know, but it's literally just like other project. Yeah. Christmas Tree Lane.
Christmas Tree Lane.
Future project.
Etc. Hey, you know what? They tried.
You didn't expect me to look at that other one, did you, buddy?
So Meg is out handing flyers out at the ice skating rink, and Nate just shows up, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm here to ice skate," which,
I mean, if that's the only place to ice skate in town, that's a legitimate reason to be
yeah.
there.
But do you go ice skating by yourself?
No, you go with friends.
Yeah,
but also he's desperately trying to hit on her.
That's
so,
true.
He clearly is Instagram stalking this woman.
I wonder if he, like, I have to go back and watch his performance. Because he seemed pretty sincere, but I wonder if he did the, Meg? What? What?
No, I think he put on some sincerity there. And so, what was it? Her friend makes up an excuse. Didn't she say the bar burned down or something?
No, there was the cappuccino maker
exploded
broke,
or something.
And
it was kind of elaborate.
I was going to say it was like a cappuccino emergency or something like that.
And then she's just like, your phone didn't go off. It was on silent.
It was on silent. And she leaves. Basically wingmanning her girl.
Just be like, look, I don't know if you think this is a date, but I'm going to make it a date.
But I'm going to make it a date. Goodbye. And so Nate's just like, Aces, you want to go skating? And she's like, sure. And they skate for about 13 seconds.
Yeah. And then
I should mention that Meg, they have this, like, moment where they're like, oh, do you want to go skating? And she's like, I have a problem. I'm not a very good skater. And, like, the camera, like, zooms in on her, like, ba-na-na-na-na-na. And I thought, like, oh, okay, so she's gonna, like, fall down and be kind of quirky and stuff. No, they skate for about 10 seconds, and then they run into Nate's ex-girlfriend, whose name's
Regina.
Regina. I was gonna say Renee, but that wasn't it.
Which, if you're Nate, why are you talking to this woman? You are clearly trying to hit on the redhead here.
Yeah.
And you see your ex-girlfriend. Do you not just go, I'll talk to you later, okay, bye?
Well, they mentioned this, that he has moved back to Denver, which is where the movie takes place. And he's only been back for, like, a little bit, and he spent most of his time in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess if you're friendly with them, and you haven't seen them in a while, you have that, like, oh my god, hi! Kind of moment, but...
Yeah, but you clearly made yourself, like, tried to set yourself up for impromptu date with this woman.
Yeah.
So, pretend like you don't know her until tomorrow.
Yeah, right? And Meg has the awkward, like, I'm gonna go. You two clearly have stuff to, like, catch up on. I'm gonna go. And Nate is desperately like, no, it's okay. Do you want to come with us? We can go. And she's gone. Guess I'm stuck with you.
Well, Regina did drop the we dated for 4 years bomb.
Like, that's true. You're right.
Yeah. Which, if you're Meg, you're just like, okay, I am not invested enough in this relationship to deal with this crap yet.
Because he does mention, like, oh, this is my friend Regina. And she's like, friend? We dated for 4 years. And you can see his face just like, fuck.
Did you have to say that, Regina?
Out loud? Right now?
In front of a girl I'm trying to impress? Really? Right now? So Regina just straight up threw him under the bus.
Yeah, pretty much. But, like, Meg isn't, like, stroppy about it.
No.
She's just like, well, I guess they're a thing. I'm over here.
Okay, bye.
They go to decorate their Christmas tree in the music shop. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, oh, we're decorating it, but we just can't find a theme.
They're a music shop.
You can't find a theme. Yeah. You're a music shop. Music and Christmas are, like, linked forever.
The entire premise of this movie. Come on!
Yeah. They're just... How do you not get this? Until Nate shows up, and he's just like, have you thought about music? And they're just like, we haven't!
do you have some old music you're not using and also some terrible vinyls you hate? And he's like,
we have boxes of them.
yeah.
And so they decorate the tree with little sheet music and little records.
And it's actually quite cute.
It is. I like it. Spoiler alert, not that it matters, but they win the competition.
That's not till the end of the movie, though.
I know. That's a spoiler alert. But there's no reason to keep talking about it, so I might as well do it here. I will say the student who also seems to work at the music store, Carrie is her name, is the worst actress in the movie by far. She's younger, but I wonder if they hired a singer and had her act rather than an actor they taught to sing. Because she can sing. She sings very well.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was one of those, like, this is our first, like, oh, you can't act at all, can you?
Well, luckily she's not in the movie very much. So
no, and I imagine there will be far worse, like, performances.
Yeah.
But this is the first one where we're just like, there it is. Which, 3 movies in. You know, not bad.
And honestly, her performance wasn't that bad.
It wasn't like, it didn't like ruin the movie or any scene she was in. But like, and you can tell when they give her like big blocks of dialogue, which they only do once or twice. That's when you can kind of see like, oh no. That's okay.
It's okay though.
I was gonna say she's young. She'll battle back.
She did fine for what she was given.
Exactly. They've been building up the music store having an open house. They don't do it a lot, but they mention it for about 30 minutes. Like they come up and say, oh, it's time for the open house. The open house is this is the open house time. We see the open house for about 2 scenes. Yeah. 30 seconds each.
Well, like, they have an idea that's just like, how do we get people into the store? We give them free food, which, as a law student, was the number one way to get us to show up to events. So,
amen.
So, it's not a flawed plan.
Yeah, and it worked, but I just thought it was funny that they built it up for a while, and then it was here and gone.
That's true.
Nate doesn't show up. He shows up afterwards.
Like, just seconds after it was over.
Yeah, it was close. I thought this part was funny. He shows up, and she's like, well, the only thing we have left is fruitcake. And Nate goes, yeah, well, any port in a storm. And he takes a bite, and he goes, I can't do it.
And then she douses it in whipped cream.
Which I thought was cute. Here's the thing, and this is, I guess, controversial in Christmas spaces. I kind of like fruitcake.
Because, like, people usually make fruitcake terribly. Because fruitcake is not supposed to be an inedible brick. It's supposed to be a literal cake with pieces of fruit in it, doused in booze.
Like, bourbon-soaked fruit.
Yeah, like, guys, it's not supposed to be chainsaw-proof. It's supposed to be a literal cake with, like, whiskey cherries or some shit.
It's one of the oldest, like, Christmas jokes. Yeah. It's like, oh, grandma's killer fruitcake. But every time I see it, I have this little shame moment where I'm just like, I kind of like fruitcake.
That's okay because people don't normally eat fruitcake. We have to go all the way to like the mall to get it.
Yeah. But where do you guys stand on the Christmas fruitcake debate? What are you pro? Are you pro or against, Kitty?
I'm pro.
Pro? See, me too. So let us know if you're pro or against. If you're pro, you're with us. If you're against, I don't want you listening to this fucking podcast.
No. Cutie, no, you can't alienate people.
No, obviously not. But no, I just want to see. I'll bet you there's more of us out there. There are dozens of us. Dozens. Apparently, Regina and Nate were super serious. They don't get into how serious, but didn't work out, and that's sad.
Well, 4 years is pretty serious.
That's a long time. Yeah. There's a moment, like, Nate is wearing a jacket and a scarf around it, and he looks just like MJF from AEW.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that was, like, setting up a heel turn for later on in the film, but it never came up. But it looked just like MJF.
Or is MJF trying to look like him?
Ooh, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, where you at? I know you're watching. No. So they're trying to build the set for the Christmas thing. Nate offers to draw up a concert stage because that's literally his job.
And he seems to enjoy his job.
Yeah,
so, you know.
Meg says she can't pay, and then he's like, "That's fine. Just I'd like to hear you play," which is kind of cute. But Meg doesn't like to perform anymore because she performed for a while, and then a producer saw her and really liked her ability, but didn't like her songwriting.
Yeah, she wasn't commercial enough.
Yeah, and they wanted her to be more commercial, more pop. Which, like, I get, okay, so your big break didn't work out, but that's kind of a lame reason never to play again. I was wondering, like, when she's like, we had this producer who came and listened to one of my shows. I'm like, I wonder if, like, he saw her and just, like, destroyed her. No, he liked me. Oh, okay. But he just didn't really like my songs. She didn't even say hated my songs. Mm-hmm. She said liked, but it wouldn't, like, sell. I think you're taking this a smidge too seriously.
Or she said it wrong.
Could be, but...
Capitalism. It destroys Christmas Tree Lane.
But yeah, basically, yeah. But now she just prefers teaching and seeing her students play, which is, noble.
Which is nice.
So, I have here, they have a little moment where Meg tries to teach the musically inept Nate how to play Silent Night when they are interrupted by some cretin.
What? That's true. They were having a bonding moment where he's just like, I don't know how to play anything to save my life. And she's like, okay, I'll show you.
Yeah, they have a couple of those where they're doing something romantic and something interrupts them or they have to leave. Mm-hmm. And the one or the both of them says, well, that gives you a reason to come back. Mm-hmm. So that's a nice little running joke throughout the thing.
Yeah, it's cute. So some cretin comes in. Yeah,
and that's it. We never see this cretin, but there's a moment where it's romantic and they're playing the music and then the bell rings, and then despite myself, I thought, would you fuck off? It's starting to get to me. Apparently, Nate has been talking about Meg to his mom, because when we see his mom for the first time, she knows everything about Meg.
Yeah, there was a very strong here when she was like handing her like a bunch of goods for some charity.
Yeah, so Nate's mom runs a toy drive, and she got a bunch. Meg gave her a bunch of toys for the charity, and Nate's mom, whose name eludes me, said she'd put up flyers for the Save the Christmas Tree Lane thing.
And there was a very strong vibe after that where it's just like, oh, I love what you did every year. Will you stay for Christmas every year with me and my son? Would you like to stay forever?
3 for 3?
Yep.
Yeah, so there was that little scene. We see her once.
We see a couple more times.
See her 2 or 3 times. So then the bomb gets dropped on Nate that not only is his company responsible for taking down Christmas Tree Lane, but he himself will be the head of the project. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Meg is getting interviewed by some news anchor who looks like they really tried to but couldn't get Ben Mulrooney.
Who?
Ben Mulrooney is the E-Talk Canada host.
Oh.
He's actually the son of former Prime Minister Mulrooney.
I'm sorry, I don't know Canadian Prime Minister.
It looked because he had the same like voice and the cadence.
I see,
but his hair was different. I'm like, you guys really wanted to swing for Ben Mulrooney, but you didn't get it, did you?
Yeah.
This is the point where the movie lost me.
Ben Mulrooney?
Yes, specifically because fuck Ben Mulrooney. No. This is where Nate comes into Meg and tries to tell her that he is the lead on the destruction project. They get interrupted, and he goes, okay. And then he gets distracted, and then they go do a thing.
I don't know, but it was cute.
Yeah.
I remember it was cute.
He is interrupted by adorable children, as so far every single person in this movie series has been, to go look at the other Christmas trees in the competition. And then he gets another moment afterwards where she's like, wasn't there something you wanted to tell me? And he goes, I just wanted to say something else. And doesn't tell her. This is where the movie lost me, because you knew what was going to happen. She was going to find out. She was going to get mad. They were going to split up. And he was going to be like, I can make this right. And she's like, I don't know if I can trust you. And wouldn't you know, that's pretty much exactly what happens. Like, up until that moment, the movie had been kind of rolling on a decent clip. And this was the first one I'm just like, oh no.
I thought it was okay.
It knocked it down like a couple of points.
I don't know. I thought because he wanted her to be happy. And also, she was deeply distracted by people in her shop. Because she would just be all... He was like, so there's something I super important wants to tell you. And she's like, ooh, lights.
Yeah.
And she's just like, you're not paying attention at all.
No, I'm not. Thank you for asking. So the next day, Nate goes to like tell her again. He's in his office.
Yeah, he's going to suck it up and deal.
He's going to suck it up, and he goes, and then she's in the office too. And they're just like, oh, so this is why you came down so often. And he's like, no, you don't understand. And it's exactly the thing I just said.
Yeah, but she rolls with it.
She does, and then Nate's like, look, I can find a way to fix this. I'm going to find a way to merge the old buildings with the new buildings, so we just add stuff. We don't knock anything down. Meg is on board, but, like, doesn't give him an answer. So... later that night, like literally the next scene, they don't give this time to breathe at all. Nate shows up and goes, look, I did the thing.
He must be a really fast drawer, because he just comes up with plans and stuff, like, on the freaking fly. Like, does he live in a time vortex where he can do all of this in the space of an afternoon?
Meg looks impressed, but looking at the plans, I can't tell if that looks good or not.
I think they just put the building behind Christmas Tree Lane.
Because it literally looks like Christmas Tree Lane stays completely intact, and just behind it are these giant fuck-off office buildings.
So he moved it a block over.
Yeah, it doesn't... Like, it saves Christmas Tree Lane, which, hey, aces, but... that's going to clash.
It is.
Christmas Tree Lane's whole gimmick is that it looks the same way it did in, like, the 1930s. Down to the fact that it's got, like, gas lamps and everything.
Which is actually kind of cute.
It really does look cute. But to have, like, these big modern buildings in the background kind of ruins it.
Kind of shatters the whole belief.
Yeah. So Nate brings his dad down to Christmas Tree Lane to try to just, like, push his new design on him. And he's immediately just like, nope, dumb forever. And then
you're just gonna move it a block over? What? No, we got the space for where Christmas Tree Lane is. We didn't. We didn't get permission for one over.
That's not how this works.
You can't just move it a block over just because you like a girl. Come on now, son.
And his dad is just like, this is pointless and useless. Come along, Nate. We're done now. And he's like, no, Dad. I think I'm gonna stay with Meg. And he's like, And he gets into his limo, and we have the evil guy stare down. Where he just, like, looks at like, no. Dun-dun.
But he does notice that everyone seems to be happy on Christmas Tree Lane.
That's true. Because we learned that apparently Nate's father was super jovial and, like, down for Christmas, the same way Nate is. But I guess the cold, hard business world beat it out of him. That's not really explained.
I mean, capitalism does do that to you.
Yeah. We also learned that every Christmas Tree Lane store has an apartment above it. And so this, by way of that being a thing, this is also zoned for residential area. Keep that in mind. That's going to save our ass later.
Again, man, woman, tree. No furniture, no pictures. Just a man and a woman sit in front of the window, and there's a tree there. Like some sort of weird commercial for trees or Zales or something. Not even a Hallmark commercial. You guys are better decorators than that shit.
Yeah, right? So Nate brings the new plans to his father, who's like, look, we'll just combine, instead of office buildings, we'll do residential areas, and we'll make money that way. And he's like, no. The next day, this is funny to me. Meg is walking down Christmas Tree Lane and sees Nate's father with a whole ass box of pastries. And he is going to town.
I mean, I would too. Like, nobody knows who you are, so you're just gonna buy a bunch of pastries and be all like, no, 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 no.
It's funny, because he's, like you said, nobody knew him down there, so he's just like, hell yeah, pastries. And it's like, Nate's father? Come on, what? No?
I'll give you a pastry if you look the other way.
Apparently, he used to come down here all the time, and he knew the pastry lady's mother.
Yeah. So he's known this recipe since he was like a kid or some crap.
So this is like, oh, Christmas Tree Lane actually means something to him, but the cold, hard business world. And she's just like, oh, well, we'll just do the Christmas Eve concert and it'll be okay. She's like, we don't have time. We vote tomorrow. The Christmas concert isn't gonna be enough. Mm-hmm. Which like, well, that fucking sucks.
Are you telling me I don't have convenient timing? Nope.
And then so she tells Nate. And he's like, well, that's weird because he never talks about the past. Like, ever. So
pretty sure he was just born from an egg and then...
he was born 60. And so the fact that, like, Christmas Tree Lane brought that out in him. And they're just like, well, all we have to do is bring the entire board down here. And they're like, well, that's ridiculous. Never going to happen. He's like, you're right. We'll bring Christmas Tree Lane to them. And I thought what they were going to do was, like, bring all, like, little bits of the store with them and set up, like, a little shanty town outside. Like, this is what I do. This is what I do.
I thought they were going to stand outside and aggressively sing Oh Holy Night in their face.
Ba-foom dore, ba-foom dore.
Yeah, but nothing melts an icy heart of capitalism like the sounds of the Whoville.
Exactly, right? That's not what they do. They just make a little video.
That's true.
On the plus side, with all the attention Christmas Tree Lane's been getting,
in like 2 weeks, by the way, this hasn't been happening over months. They went from 0 to 100 real quick.
With all this attention, like a ton of people are showing up, so they're making a lot of money, which helps them out. During a walk around the lane, Nate gets a call from Regina, and he says it's work.
Yeah.
Which again, Meg seems kind of cool with.
Yeah, but like she's also been probing him. I think back when at the fruitcake scene, she was like, "So, Regina, what's your relationship status with that whole deal?" Like she's been gently probing, like trying not to look it up on Facebook what their whole deal is.
Right? she is fighting that. Like, I wonder if I can see pictures on his gram. So Nate gives his presentation to the board, and he wins some of them over, but this new project would push everything back a year and cost way more money, and his dad just will not sign off on it. Nate wants to keep going. He's like, I can keep working on them, just give me the time. Meg wants to give it up completely, and thinks they should split up, and that is that. Mm-hmm. All is lost. Curtain down. Or is it? Curtain back up! Curtain back up! Nate's dad goes into his office and sees these like new plans he wrote up. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like he gives a noise and it's just like, nah. And I don't know if that's resignation, if that's realization, or if it's gas.
I mean, it could be old man noises.
Like,
he is a dad, so it could be dad noises.
Also, Alicia Witt is a terrible crier. Like she's got the dry cry, mm-hmm. and she's got the very like kind of look to her. Mm-hmm. She's not a good crier.
I mean, she's great at everything else, so you know.
She's been good so far.
You got to put your ability points where you can.
So Nate kind of resigns to the fact that this is all over too. Mm-hmm. And his mom is like, well, are you going to go to the concert? And he's like, I don't think it's a good idea. I think I should just kind of back out and disappear into the night. Because
I have messed this up a lot.
And his mom is like, well, you should show up anyway. just to prove that you're there for her, not, whether the thing goes or not. Which is kind of nice.
And also, they're rich as fuck. Their house, super nice.
Yeah, we see their house once.
Yes,
and it is nice. Meg wins the tree decorating competition, and then Regina shows up out of the blue, and she's just like, "Hey,
what up?
What up, girl? She's like, I want you to know that Nate tried literally everything humanly possible to save this thing," and Meg is like, "I know."
So it turns out you can't fight an eviction notice with Christmas cheer?
Yeah, it turns out you need a lawyer, which Regina is.
So I'm here.
Yeah. So Regina's like, yeah, so he's been calling me to try to get this kind of work. She's like, oh, he wasn't calling you because you guys are going out? She's like, it's been gone for 4 years. We're done, man.
Oh, that shit's real done.
That ship has sailed. And she's like, hey, so if this doesn't work, I do this kind of stuff pro bono, and I will help bail you guys out legally as humanly possible.
Which is a real nice gesture on her part.
Yeah, and Nate didn't tell her because he kind of hoped his thing would work out, so he didn't need a plan B. This is what I don't get, and this is what kind of took me off in the movie. If you communicate and just be like, hey, I called Regina, my ex-girlfriend, she's a pro bono lawyer. If my thing doesn't work out, hers will. And it's so much easier than creating this weird.
Okay, but then we don't have a plot, so
I know,
we
but
don't get a season of miracles.
Yeah, right. Jeez. But that's where it kind of it trips me up a little bit.
I like the cheesiness.
I get it. But yeah, so it's Christmas concert day. Nate's mom brings his dad there, unbeknownst to him. Unbeknownst to Nate as well, I believe.
Yeah, nobody knew she was gonna do this except her.
Hardcore, lady, do your thing. Carrie performs. She was the student.
She looks super nervous, and I would be too.
I would be too. She's all right.
Yeah.
She's good. Nate's mom and dad walk around the lane, and they sit with Nate, who didn't know they were there. And Nate's dad have this dad and son stare off, where they're just nod. This is as close as we will get emotionally.
We're sad because of our dads.
We're sad about our dads. We couldn't talk to our dads.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, everybody.
Unless we used sports analogies. Okay. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Absolutely watch it. It's 4 seasons. They're all on Netflix. What else you got to do?
Holiday movies, kids. They're doing a watch along.
That's true. Are you guys watching along with us?
Please.
The last two episodes have done fairly well.
Have they?
Both of them have over 60 views.
Oh, that's good.
So people seem to dig it, which
thank you
very much, BT Dubs.
I hope you're watching the movies with us. Share your thoughts and comments in the comments below.
That would be nice. Thank you. But yeah, so they have this stare off, father and son. It's kind of cute, just that acknowledgement. Meg gets on stage for this big announcement, and then she's like, "I'm finally ready to sing my song." And then she sits down and plays a full-on 2.5 minute song. So the gas lights kick on for some reason.
Yeah, because remember, it's old-timey, and somehow those lights are still connected to gas lines. Even though it's been 50 years.
I think they mentioned they haven't been lit in 40 years. And then Meg sits down, and then the lights go up, and everybody's surprised.
Yeah, because you assume that after it's been 40 years, they would have disconnected those things. Those things were strictly ornamental at this point. But no, apparently the gas company was just waiting for someone to pay them to turn it on.
That's all it was. Meg plays her song. What did you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was super generic and boring.
Aww.
I thought, as I was listening to it, I've heard this song a million times. And it's that attempt to... And this happens a lot. Whenever somebody tries to make a new Christmas song to, break into the zeitgeist, it sounds the same. Because it's slow, and it's Christmas is dreams and wishes and blah, blah, blah. And it's never good.
I know, but it was, it was serviceable. It was it sounded nice, and it wasn't offensive, and those,
That's true.
like, it's...
She didn't scream out the N-word for any reason.
There wasn't a weird sexual harassment undertone.
That's true. You're right.
Like, it was a pleasant song, and I liked it.
It's just...
it was a pleasant Christmas song, and I enjoyed it.
I felt it was... It's not gonna... I didn't enjoy it, but it wasn't like you said, it wasn't offensively bad. It was just another... It reminded me a lot of, like, grown-up Christmas lists.
Don't you bring pentatonics into this.
They didn't write that, did they?
Let me check.
I don't think they did. But, like, those songs that you like, Kelly Clarkson sings a lot of them. They're these new, like, Christmas songs, and they're always bad. There's one that I kind of liked, and that's The More You Give, The More You Get by Michael Bublé. Mm-hmm. But I also really like Michael Bublé. So maybe I'm biased like that. But anyway. So she sings her little song, and I did want to point out, she's been working on this song kind of off and on here and there throughout the whole film. And then she finally plays it, and it's like the worst song in the show, which reminds me a lot of Roger from Rent. Hmm? I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Rent, which also takes place on Christmas Eve. A movie Rent. Oh my God! See the musical Rent. Don't watch the movie. Oh. It's there. There's the Broadway bone in my body just snapped. Anyway, so a character named Roger spends the entire show trying to work on this one perfect song, and then he finally sings it at the end, and it's the worst song in the musical. I have a lot to say about Rent, but now is not the time.
That's a different podcast. That's a whole different thing.
So the concert and the joy of Christmas Tree Lane has swayed the old man, and he will sign off on the new plan, push it off a year, and give them the money they need. Mm-hmm. Nate goes to tell Meg, and there is this bit of dialogue, which is the worst dialogue, not only in the movie, but in the 3 movies we've seen so far. My father wants to find a way to make this work. That's a miracle. You're the miracle, Meg.
Leave my cheese alone. And then they end the way that every Christmas movie should end. It's just Merry Christmas, male lead. Merry Christmas, female lead.
So
and then they kiss.
All 3 of them have ended exactly like that. You're right.
You leave my ending alone.
No, it's a fine ending. Like, it's the only way it could end. Mm-hmm. But there's that one bit of dialogue I was just like, oh, come on, man. But yeah, so Meg and Nate get together and kiss. The snow begins to fall and looks a lot better than the CGI snow from the...
That is definitely digi snow, though.
Oh, absolutely. But it looks better. We freeze frame to a sepia tone. Curtain down.
Yeah, because it was all about the past or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was Christmas Tree Lane. Overall, what did you think?
I liked it because it's cheesy, and I like cheesy movies.
Yeah. It is...
Not as good as Chateau Christmas.
No, it's probably the cheesiest movie we've seen so far.
Yes.
I think it's got the best male lead.
True.
I think it's
Captain Canada is pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's got the best, like, relationship between the two. But the writing, this feels so strange to be talking. The writing really lets it down. It's a Hallmark movie, dude.
It's a Hallmark.
But no, that's what we're here for a Hallmark movie. I feel the writing kind of lets it down a little bit. It's generic.
Yeah, but they didn't say the line. They broke the combo breaker of my niece grows a foot taller every time I see her.
You're right. Maybe that's just like the Hallmark movies. This is a Hallmark mystery movie.
Yeah, we'll find out.
So maybe we'll find out tomorrow when we watch the new one. But yeah, so I like I said, the movie started out really good.
Yeah.
And I was on board to call it like a 9.
Really?
I was.
Was it because he called coffee taste like sad?
Yes. I thought it was funny. It was amusing. And then as the movie got on, it started to drag a little bit, and it started to kind of get bogged down in its in itself and its kind of cheesiness. So it dropped it lower, not lower than Jingle Bell Bride, which is still a 5, but it's not as good as Chateau Christmas, which I gave an 8. So I'm gonna give this one a 7.
I'm gonna go a little bit lower because I gave Chateau Christmas a 7. Because this is definitely not as good as Chateau Christmas.
Right.
So it's more like a 6, I think.
You're gonna be the 6. So we mush it together and it's a 6.5.
Yeah.
I find that funny because I feel like I was more negative on the movie than you were.
That's true, but like it's still a cheesy movie, and it's not as good as Chateau Christmas.
Right.
And I'm hamstrung by the fact that I gave Chateau Christmas a 7. So
well, like now that I kind of
maybe I can retroactively just change Chateau Christmas to a slightly better number. Like
yeah. Well, I realized that like so far we're now 3 movies in. Jingle Bell Bride was not a 5. Like I would probably rate that a 3 or 4.
Do you think so?
Yeah. But because that was our baseline, we had to give it what we gave it. So I imagine by the end of this project, we might have to move some stuff around.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to have a scoreboard of who's doing what.
Well, I have
like
them
a
all
running thing.
Yeah, I have them all in the description.
Yeah.
If you look to the bottom of the description, I have all 3 of our scores so far.
Yeah.
But they're combined.
Oh, okay.
So right now, Jingle Bell is 5, and Chateau is 7.5. Because I gave it an 8, you gave it a 7. So we give this one, I gave it a 7, you gave it a 6, which is going to knock to a 6.5.
We may have to adjust it because, like, now that I know that that's the baseline, and it's not as good as Chateau Christmas, but I don't feel like it's a 6, but I'm hamstrung by the fact that I was a little too critical of Chateau Christmas on their snowballs. Look, I was in set design. I'm harsh on set design.
The snowballs really knocked it down.
I was in set design, and I spent a lot of time working on this shit, and one time I pulled a muscle in my leg moving a set piece. Ooh. So, like, I'm harsh on people who set design. So if a 16-year-old can find some fucking snow, like, you guys can too. Well, I took that snowball thing way hard.
Turns out that's a trigger for me. But yeah, so I think I would yeah, it's not as good as Chateau Christmas. I thought it was gonna be. I really did, but it kind of faltered out.
But that's okay. I like the cheesiness. Like
yeah, like this is if you like these movies, this is almost a perfect like movie for you because it's cheesy, it's likable, there's no surprises, but sometimes you don't want surprises.
Yeah, sometimes you want the guy to just kind of lie, but not like super lie.
Yeah.
And they come together, and it's very sweet. And some cretin is still trying to mess up your steez by coming into the shop while you're trying to romance. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. So, yeah, I think that it's still a good movie.
It is.
But I have little like hang-ups about those kinds of things, and I got to imagine we've been lucky so far because we haven't had like a sad Hallmark Christmas movie yet.
Oh, it's coming. Did you not see the commercial for Holly and Ivy?
I skipped them, but is that the one where she's like, I got my diagnosis.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do about these kids.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Is that a Hallmark movie, or was that just an ad for
I think I believe Holly and Ivy is a movie on the list.
Oh, no.
I will double check. I have all the movies written. I have a feeling I'm going to be very hard on those movies because I hate schmaltzy crap like that.
Well, like, there's the only way through is through it, right? So
yeah, no, we got to watch it no matter what.
The only way out is through. I'm looking forward to 12th Date of Christmas.
The 12 Dates of Christmas.
Guys, those actors, look them up.
Yeah, that one's going to be fun. But that is next week?
Is 12th Date next week?
Oh no, it's November 8th. So it's quite a ways.
Is Holly and Ivy on the list?
It is. Holly, that's November 1st. Melody decides the best way to help her terminally ill neighbor is by adopting her children, Holly and Ivy. But first, she must transform her fixer-upper. Oh, boy. That's going to be a thing.
Okay, so what is the next...
I was going to say, but the next movie we're going to watch is Deliver by Christmas, starring Alvina August and Eon Bradley. Molly worries that she is falling in love with two different men, Josh, a widower who recently moved to town, and one of her clients. But what happens when she discovers that they're actually the same guy? That's weird. But yeah, so that'll be tomorrow.
That'll be tomorrow.
So yeah,
so that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. That'll be 4, and then we'll take a couple days off because we're out of movies.
Okay.
So, and then by that we'll be four done. Mm-hmm. 4 out of 40, which is 10%
of the way.
10% of the way done. Yeah. So I got a feeling it's gonna get. These have been fairly lighthearted and.
Oh no, Holly and Ivy's got a sucker punch.
Fun to watch, but I'm nervous. But that is for future us to decide.
Yes.
Right now, though, I believe it's time we say goodbye.
Okay.
Thank you guys very much for listening.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to us on the internet, I am at Empty Square on Twitter. That's EMPTYSQUARE.
Hi, and I'm at Aquadia _ It's in the description. Also, if you want to help us out, make these things a little bit easier on ourselves, you can contribute to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/emptysquare. Empty Square spelled exactly like I just did in the Twitter. You don't need me to do it again. And thank you very much to the people who have been subscribed to us so far and who have been our Patreons so far. That's Nathan Peters, Kyla Peters, and Casey Van. You guys have been amazing. Even if you don't remember you subscribed. So thanks, guys.
But if you did, we'll throw you a text. But yeah, thank you very much. If you want to help us along, there you go. And until next time, we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Cutie, should they watch The Thing?
Yeah, watch The Thing.
Watch The Thing. It's pretty good. I like it.
Go ahead and watch The Thing.
It's pretty cheesy. Like, it's not their strongest
one,
but
it's the weirdest Cloverfield movie we've had so far.
It's not a Cloverfield movie.